Hi, this is Rachel speaking to you now. Please do not drive or operate any machinery whilst listening to this audio. Some of the things I speak about may be triggering. Please make sure you are in a safe frame of mind to continue. This is not intended to be medical or mental health advice, and I am not a certified mental health professional. In the case of an emergency, please contact your local resources. The path to healing. In a land that is parched, there is no glory to be had. My bones dry, my heart scorched, my mind forsaken of all that is good. But the floods will come. They always do. And when you are least expecting it, and then the landscape is entirely opposite. Forsaken of emotional regulation, which comes only when the land is plentiful and the tides at bay. The surf rushes up and knocks me over. Isn't it interesting how it can be pouring rain in one city, and in the neighboring town just 20 minutes away by car, the sun is shining, and the dry clouds look beautiful, like artistry on a forever changing canvas? It's kind of like this in my life, where it can be pouring rain with dark, menacing clouds in my heart, and I am seated next to another woman at a group coffee meeting, and she or he or anyone for that matter is blissfully unaware of my suffering and of my bleak outlook on life because their day within their heart has been gifted with the presence of sunshine. Oh, I don't make the rules of life, nor do I feel so resentful of being gifted a mind that spends its time focused on the many traumatic things that have happened to me in my past. But I would wager a free poem to someone that this playbook, which I'm describing as my own experience, is pretty standard in way of affairs for many, many other people in the world. We are trained to have poker faces, to insist we're doing all right, to not wear the shame and the sorrow and the suffering on our faces. It is not kosher to go around in public to strangers telling them of your plight. You are a stranger and they really don't care. But your mom cares, perhaps. After all, she birthed you. But to laden her heart with worries about your burdens is also not something you're willing to do. So you keep it inside. You seal the envelope of that letter you wrote and you send it to nowhere. Because who would even feign to understand the suffering which you feel in your heart? If you're lucky enough and brave enough, you have a therapist to talk to who has studied the mind and human behavior, also known as psychology. And they are ethically bound to not give up on you, to hold the torch of hope for you until you are able to hold this torch yourself again, and then eke your way out of the mess which is this darkness. And if you don't have at least a therapist, maybe you have someone, a priest, a friend you met on the old Twitter platform yet still have never met in person, a gaming friend, even a dog known as man's best friend, a sibling, a someone, just so you aren't fully alone in this dark, ever-flooding, ever-raining place within your heart. Because if you are, and you feel truly alone, then this is indeed a very dark time in your life. But it doesn't mean that hope exists not. Hope is there, lurking in the shadows, waiting, ever so patiently to be noticed by you. Even if you've taken all of the pills all at once, yet you then told a friend or someone you know, and thanks to someone, emergency services are already on their way to come save your life so that you don't die by one of the most ruthless and avid killers of our time called depression, which is a critical illness that can be treated over time. The hope which embodied the outreach to someone else after the act of movement towards suicide had been taken, this outreach does not belie that hope exists within you. It proves it. And though the wreckage of the aftermath of each storm that you weather within your heart and your mind is massive, the fact that storms do not last forever is, well, an important fact. That emotions do change, and you will not be suicidal forever, that you will not be a casualty of the wreckage of your past forever, that people change and mindsets change, and there is a way out of all of the suffering, even for you who maybe feels like you are alone and that no one can save you. That's because you don't need saving. You were never broken, only misguided and misled by the obscurity of the storm. Your vision was clouded, but be ready to clear the storm and to put on those glasses, for you have in your future the opportunity to see clearly, unobstructed by that awful trauma. The healing is out there, and it's waiting for you. It is not linear, but a continual process. And if you can live your days with intention, including the intention to keep yourself safe, then you are one more step towards that brighter, sunnier picture or existence of you, unencumbered by your past, living your days with a bit of perk in your step and some rays of sun in your field of vision. You don't need saving. You need to live.